My name is Rifi Wacho, aka the Sound Sangoma, and I am a mix engineer / producer based in Johannesburg, South Africa. One of the most important things that a mix engineer needs to be able to do is to be able to trust their ears. You need to be able to listen to something and trust that what your ears are translating to you or relaying to you is accurate enough for you to make the right decisions. So your ears are not biased in any way, either by the coloration of your speakers or the room that you're working in, or one of many other factors that could determine whether or not you're hearing accurately. So one of the most important things that as a mix engineer I pay attention to is obviously the quality of the speakers that I'm listening through. Are the speakers able to recreate the frequencies that are involved in the music that I'm hearing? Are these speakers able to give me that response at a low volume? Do they distort easily? All of those questions are questions that you ask yourself as an engineer, because they influence whether or not you make the right decision when you are mixing. So for example, something may sound a bit too flat and you do not make the necessary EQ changes that you need to. And then when it is played on a different system or speaker, it doesn't translate in the way that you think it would. And generally a good mix should sound good on any device that you play it. So historically, speakers or monitors that are able to represent the frequency spectrum accurately were very well out of reach, very expensive. But as time has gone on and the technology has improved and is more readily available, you can get a decent speaker for a lot less. And so I currently mix on very high-end monitors, but I do reference on a few pairs of maybe not so expensive or not so high-end monitors, just to make sure that my mix will translate well in other environments. The high-end speakers tend to maybe give the illusion of something sounding good because the speaker is actually that good. So it is important to reference on other speakers just to make sure that it translates well. Historically, I've been a big fan of ribbon tweeters because I think that they recreate the top end of your frequency spectrum more accurately than dome tweeters. I've predominantly over the last 7 years mixed on speakers that have ribbon tweeters. Personal preference, but I think that they sound better. I do have a pair of speakers in studio that have a dome tweeter, but primarily I rely on ribbon tweeters for the high-end information. I just think it's a bit more accurate up there. And one other thing that I think is important is obviously the room that you're working in. But your ear it can adjust over time to the room. And you can learn your room and get used to the sound of your room. But it's always good just to have the place treated and make sure that everything sounds good. So if someone were to ask me for one tip as a mix engineer, if you want to be able to recreate or to translate or to make the right decisions, you need a good pair of monitors that you can trust that will recreate the frequency spectrum in as transparent a way as possible, enabling you to make the right decisions.
My name is Brian Lepierre and I'm a YouTuber and a producer. I use my studio setup mainly for editing videos. I do work on a few production projects every now and again, but primarily I'm usually using my setup for editing my videos. I'm currently working on an album for a buddy of mine. It's called Inspiration, and it has a lot of guitars and acoustic drums and vocals. I've been using the T8Vs for all the post-production work for the album. And one of the things that I appreciate quite a lot about these monitors is these ribbon tweeters. They really help giving me an accurate picture of what my mix sounds like, especially working with instruments like guitars. They usually have this very sharp attack, and it's really important for me to shape those higher frequencies in the best way possible. So having an accurate representation of what that sounds like has been extremely important, and I think ribbon tweeters in general make a huge difference when it comes to working with your high frequencies. It's also been very helpful with mixing in some of the acoustic bass guitars that we've been recording, because these monitors have been able to go to some really, really low frequencies. And in the setup that I have, a sub I feel would be a little bit overkill, but these 8-inch woofers really, really have that dynamic range and really bring out those low ends. And in a room as small as mine, I haven't had that many issues in terms of bass rumble and things like that, because these monitors do have a couple of shelf switches at the back, so I'm able to drop the bass by -2 dBs to compensate for the size of the room that I'm working in. The design of the waveguide as well has proven to be quite efficient because I have a large desk, and so there's a lot of flat surfaces in front of the speakers, and with the way the waveguide is designed, I don't get too much energy bouncing off any of these surfaces in front of me and causing any kind of phase issues. It also helps me to move around in front of my desk without losing that sweet spot. I'm able to move around quite a bit in front of my workstation. In terms of price point on these monitors, it's been quite surprising. A good quality set of studio monitors has been a little bit, out of reach for most people. But with such advances in technology, it seems it's become that much accessible. So one thing I can say is you're getting quite a lot of bang for buck when it comes to the T8Vs.
My name is Carl Bennett. I'm a music producer, sound designer, and composer. I produce mainly electronic music in a brother duo called Bennefaktor, where we perform live with Ableton and some synths and live vocals. I've been given a chance to try out the ADAM Audio T8Vs in my studio. They are 8-inch monitors from the renowned brand of ADAM Audio. I normally work on 5-inch monitors, so this was quite a nice difference. My monitors are definitely showing their age after all these years of bass wobbles and distorted leads. So the T8Vs have a sleek, modern look to them, with very little going on in the front. I would have loved a little LED or something on the front to show that they're on, but besides that, I love the look and it fits with the aesthetic of my room. Trying out a new bigger set of monitors showed me what I'm missing. With me primarily producing electronic dance music, where the low-end translation is very important, and these T8Vs have helped me in this regard. I've spotted big issues on a few of my productions that I just wouldn't have heard if I didn't have these monitors in front of me. I am able to truly hear the frequencies that are not available on my current set of monitors because of their size and age. The ribbon tweeters on the ADAMs are so smooth and allow me to really hear all the separated sounds and how they are sitting in the mix. While using these, I felt that I've been able to work for longer periods of time without feeling ear fatigue, which is a big plus on those nights when taking a break and coming back tomorrow just won't cut it. My sweet spot instantly got bigger, which means when I move over to work on my synths, I'm still getting a stunning stereo image while jamming away from the center point. With me putting on many hats from creating sounds to mixing and mastering, these monitors really help across the board. All in all, these have been stunning monitors that have shown me the importance of accuracy, having speakers that can produce the correct frequencies. I might just need to get a pair because now I have a problem going back to my older monitors. With the space I'm in, it also has shown me that when I do upgrade, I really should consider getting a sub for more accurate low end.